Warning. This program contains coarse humor and a sense of language that some people might not share. Viewer discretion is advised.
Along the way, I ran into Electronic. How's it going? Did you find Shurik? No sign of him. Don't worry. We'll find him. I tried to cheer him up.
Too much time has passed. I'll just keep searching.
What about dinner?
No, finding Shurik is more important.
He muttered thoughtfully. I left him at the crossroads and wished him good luck. Pioneers crowded in the doorway. I quickened my pace, trying not to be the last one in line, at least for today. And I was lucky. In the far corner was an absolutely empty table. I took my dinner and quickly sat at the table. Tonight's dinner consisted of fruit, soup, and a pair of buns. This set surprised me at first, but the taste was actually nice. I concentrated on eating.
Lena, let's go there. Look, 3 free chairs.
Lena and Miku stood in front of me.
Are these taken?
Wondered Lena. No, take a seat. Of course, I wish she were alone.
Thank you.
As soon as Lena said that, Xenia jumped from behind her back.
I'll sit there. There's no other place left,
she said, putting her tray on the table and sitting down, not even waiting for my answer. Sure, make yourself at home, I muttered sorrowfully.
What?
Nothing. To tell you the truth, I wanted to reduce the whole company to just Lena, though neither Miku nor Xenia were causing much trouble. Except one was too talkative and the other was too arrogant. But nonetheless, they were absolutely harmless, especially comparing them to some others I could name.
Oh, yeah, it seems like I forgot my key.
Don't worry, you can take mine.
I was surprised by Miku's short reply.
Do you live together? Of course, didn't you know? Together. Our cabin's the weirdmost. I mean, furthest from here. I mean, the last one.
I wouldn't be surprised if someone told me that Lena lived with Slavia. Or with Xenia at most. Even Electronic. But silent, shy Lena, excessively talkative Miku as a pair. That's a surprise.
Did you find Shurik?
It's strange that Xenia is disturbed by someone's problems. No.
Surely he's at the village buying cigarettes. Or vodka.
She snorted. Village? At that moment, the conversation got much more interesting.
Got a problem with villages?
Xenia looked amazed. You mean there's a village nearby?
I think so,
she said uncertainly. I looked at Lena and Miku, who were busy with their meals and did not pay attention to our conversation. You mean you don't know exactly?
Why should I care?
Xenia stared at her dish. But there must be something nearby.
Listen.
Listening.
I don't know. Will you let me eat?
Seems like I won't get anything from her. Though there is a chance she really doesn't know. The remaining time was spent listening to Miku talking some nonsense. I was just going slowly mad in silence. Obviously, the first thing I did after getting out was inhale a great breath of fresh air. The sun was setting. I decided to take a walk. It's highly unlikely that I will find anything more exciting to do with the rest of the evening. That way something interesting could arise quite unexpectedly. I was approaching the square when I heard a loud bang. It seemed like something had exploded. I was paralyzed. I am in a hostile environment, not knowing the rules or laws of this place. It would be better for me to run, but at the same time I was curious. Probably I would have just kept standing there, but somebody grabbed my hand. It was Olga Dmitrievna.
Why are you standing there? Let's go see what happened.
Can't you ever manage without me? I begged her pitifully.
It shouldn't be anything serious, I hope.
When we came to the square, there was already a steady crowd of pioneers. Olga Dmitrievna vigorously pushed through the crowd and approached the crime scene. Obviously, somebody had tried to blow up Genda. But the attackers failed. The monument was still standing upright. There was only dim trace of ashes at the pedestal.
Well, who did this?
She looked over the crowd of pioneers. Surely it wasn't done by an organized terrorist organization. These guys all came here just to look at what happened. I noticed Uliana and Alyssa in the crowd. And it looks like our camp leader noticed them too. You two, come here. They approach reluctantly. Why is it always me? If you think so. Show me your hands, Deveshkiska. What's wrong with them? I took a closer look. They were smeared with black. Now it's clear. What did you make a bomb with? The junior terrorist seemed to hesitate over whether or not to confess, but then blurted out proudly, activated charcoal, or activated carbon, saltpeter, and sulfur. Why exact the monument? What did this honored man ever do to you, the fighter for rights of... Besides, he gave me the activated carbon. She pointed at me with her finger. The whole square stared at me. Thoughts about the pointlessness of this act due to the small bomb size left me at that very moment. She stole it. I did nothing. Even if he gave it to you, I'm sure Semyon would never take part in such a disgusting antisocial act. Yes, exactly. I agreed. I could hardly imagine how long she would have kept on scolding Alyssa if Electronic hadn't popped up that very moment, shouting, I found it! I found it! Everyone turned towards him. He held a boot in his hand. Here! Electronic boastfully shook it over his head. It's Shirk's boot! Okay, calm down. Tell us in detail where you found it.
In the forest, on the way to the old camp.
Whispers ran among the pioneers. Old camp, the old camp. Are you sure?
Absolutely.
What's so special about this old camp? I joined in the conversation. Oh, it's nothing special, really, she stammered.
One of these soggy-up legends tells of a story of a young camp leader's ghost living there. She fell in love with the pioneer, but he rejected her, so she killed herself.
She committed harigiri with a kitchen knife. The next day, that boy hit the bus. Juliana ran out of the crowd. Bus? I refrained from asking about the route number.
But science doesn't acknowledge the existence of ghosts, so we have nothing to be afraid of.
Anyway, someone should go there. Suddenly, the crowd started to thin out. Over to Mitrovna, it's almost night, maybe tomorrow? I turned and saw Slavia and Lena.
Well, what if at night something happens to her?
No, today, right now. By the way, where is this place? Electronic roughly described me the directions and told me the story of the old camp. The camp leader looked at me attentively. If you think that
You're the only man here.
I looked around the area. Of course, Electronic was quick to flee. I still didn't want to walk in the woods alone. If you ask me, I'm going to say I would go with Lena. I won't have to go there alone, will I? Olga Dmitrievna thought for a moment.
You might be right. We'll go together tomorrow.
For the last few minutes, I noticed that Lena had a strange look on her face, as if she wanted to say something but didn't dare to. The pioneers started to disperse as if they'd forgotten about Alyssa and the explosion. Even though our leaders seemed to calm down a bit and didn't react to the wannabe terrorists left the group, leaving behind Uliana.
We should go too.
Yes.